And we're here live in downtown San Diego, MLB Live After Hours.
All right, thanks, Gabriel, for the introduction.
And we're here, and this is episode number 2 of MLB After Hours, where Gabby Gabe and Jonathan are giving
Johnny O here. Talk about today's day in baseball.
And it was an exciting game of for the San Diego Padres and the Pittsburgh Pirates. We're going to start off with the talk in the NL West, because the San Diego Padres, they shut out the Pittsburgh Pirates 6-0, and it was actually a rainout game. But
so look, before we start anything, I just want to say this rainout was. I have a conspiracy theory. This rainout was done on purpose. The weatherman in Pittsburgh let the game start. Let the game start knowing there would be rain when it was raining. And because Dylan Cease was on the mound right there, the Padres' hottest pitcher was on the mound today. And what did they do? They called a rain delay. They delayed it for 3 hours. And that led to Dylan Cease being pulled off the mound and letting the bullpen take over for the game. That's a travesty. And guess what? They still got shut out. It's 6-0. And what are they going to do now? The Pirates are 6th place in the wild card. They're not showing signs of life against good teams. They're just not. And so was this an act of desperation? I want to say it was. I want to say maybe they felt they could get into this game. Maybe they felt that they could pull this off and win this series. But this just shows that they're fighting and crawling in the wrong way. Instead of playing, now they're fighting and crawling by getting their pitchers shut out. Now we're not going to see Dylan Cease probably until who's coming next week?
I don't know who's out there for the San Diego Padres, but I will argue right now that Walters was pitching for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and the Pirates from Pittsburgh, they are almost in a tie heat with the St. Louis Cardinals, and they're almost in a tie lock with the wild card.
The Cardinals are a better team than the Pittsburgh Pirates.
But I will say one thing: what Walters did, he did pitch one complete inning before the rainout came in, and Dylan Cease pitching two complete innings because of the rainout. And I don't know if it's a controversy, but it was a rainout. The rain didn't come in.
It wasn't a rainout. They didn't delay the game. They delayed it long enough where they would have to pull Dylan Cease out, so that the bullpen would have to take over the game. And I believe that they were hoping that maybe, just maybe, their bullpen could come through, which didn't.
Well, you're right about that. It's not a rainout. That's my bad on that. And it was a game delay for almost 2 hours.
Over 2 hours.
And that was enough for to pull out the game starters. And you don't want your game starters to go any more than 3 hours, or actually 1 hour after they've been warmed up, because they want to prevent these starters, who are very valuable assets to the team, from going to any of the injury-prone in the IL at least. So it is wise to pull out your pitcher out there for more than 2 hours after they've been warming up for at least an hour and a half, and that puts a lot of strain on the muscles. But I'll tell you what, the San Diego Padres prevailed 6-0, and they did shut out the Pittsburgh Pirates, who could be a rival in the wild card.
Well, under normal circumstances, I would say you were right. But however, reports have said it was raining already when the game started, and then all of a sudden, at the bottom of the second inning, they call rain delay. I'm not gonna beat this horse too much, but I just want to say I believe that this is done on purpose.
Even though they have home field advantage, and once again, I think the Los Angeles Dodgers last year, the same game annex were against them when the weather was just like the similar game of tonight against the Padres. They wasted their number one starting pitcher, and he was knocked out in less than 1 inning. But that's just the way it is. But it is a controversy. You have Dylan Cease, who that just he's probably one of the hottest pitchers right now in the National League. And was he the pitcher of the month? I think he was the pitcher of the week.
Well,
But-
he had the no hitter against Washington.
And then he came out strong against the Dodgers.
I believe he's allowed right now. Well, because he didn't even pitch this game, right now he's allowed, I think, 5 hits in the last 4 games he's pitched.
And he performed really well against the Los Angeles Dodgers. And I would say we were at this game right here in downtown San
3
Diego.
hits he allowed against the Dodgers.
And he was going against Clayton Kershaw. And I'm going to argue for the Dodgers later on. But a good matchup right there. And it's probably going to be a wild card contender team for the Pittsburgh Pirates, who are almost, the Pittsburgh Pirates right now, they find themselves 4 games back in the wild card. And the St. Louis Cardinals 3 games back, but who is leading the wild card right now?
Right now, the Padres are in first place in the wild card, followed by the Diamondbacks, which this is a discussion we got to have later on. The wild card race in the NL is incredible right now.
It sure is.
As well as in the AL, but I think right now there's one division in baseball right now that is battling for every position, and that's the NL West. The Padres, the Dodgers, and the Diamondbacks are in it. Right now, the Padres just leapfrogged the Diamondbacks because they have a 1-game lead over the Diamondbacks now with this win today. But the Diamondbacks are playing tomorrow. So it's honestly the way the Dodgers are playing, it's wide open for this NL division. And if the Padres don't close out strong, the Diamondbacks could close out strong, and it could be very interesting as who wins the NL West and who gets the last position in the wild card.
And it's anybody's. It's up for grabs actually. If you want to think about who has the best record in the National League, and for the National League right now, the Philadelphia Phillies, they have 67 wins with 46 losses, and right behind the Philadelphia Phillies, you have the Los Angeles Dodgers, and they're probably trailing about a half a game, 1 game, full game. They just lost tonight in the game 2 of the 3-game series over in Los Angeles with Clayton Kershaw pitching 4 and 2/3 innings, and he was actually pitching a marvelous game against the Philadelphia Phillies, and he struck out 4 batters. I'm gonna take that back. He struck out 5 in 4 innings, which is pretty good. But the Philadelphia Phillies are not doing well at all. They're actually 3-7 in the last 10 games. So you see them falling behind.
And the Dodgers aren't doing any much better in the last 2 games. What are they, 4-6?
Yes, they are. But
4-6 in the last 10 games.
And
so what are the Dodgers? What are the Padres?
They're 8-2, and they're hot.
And the Diamondbacks are also 8-2. So last week we had a very long discussion about the Padres and the Dodgers. But you know who we totally missed out on? And I have to say we missed out on the Diamondbacks, because the Diamondbacks are also very much in it, very much making a run right now.
Well, the record, if you want to compare the Diamondbacks and the San Diego Padres,
it's the same record. They're 1 game up now just because they played today and the Diamondbacks didn't.
That's right. The Padres being 62-52. That's 10 games above 500. You have the Arizona Diamondbacks only 9 games above 500. But they're almost virtually tied there. But it could be a up for grabs there in the National Leagues, because just like you mentioned, Johnny, it's anybody's game right there. Who can grab the NL West title, because you have 3 teams going after, but who gets home field advantage? Who gets the best record in the National League?
Well, look, as people who know us know, we share season tickets together with the Padres. We're the 2nd year. We just renewed the 3rd year. We know the Padres. We don't know the Diamondbacks. I don't know the Diamondbacks. I don't know what makes the Diamondbacks right now so incredible. I know their pitching is very good, but it's going to really come down to the strength of schedule. Right now, I believe the Padres have the better strength of schedule. The Dodgers have a very difficult end of the year. Who are the Diamondbacks playing?
Well, if you wanted to look at the schedule of the Arizona Diamondbacks, they're going to be facing some very difficult teams, as we say. And right now, today, on this day of, what day are we on today? We're on the 7th day. They just are going to play a doubleheader against the Cleveland Indians, and then they're
They're in
gonna
first place in their division.
and then they're gonna face a 4 game like they're gonna be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday against the Philadelphia Phillies. That's another first place team. A 3 game series against the Rockies, a day off, and then another 3 games against the Tampa Bay. Then you have Miami, the Boston, and then the New York Mets will be in the town. The Dodgers will also be facing them for a 4 game series. That's going to be on September 1st. That's a Sunday. Then that's Labor Day weekend. That's my birthday there. And they'll be playing in Arizona. And I hope to be over there in Arizona. So who knows? It might be a surprise.
So you can arguably the Dodgers, arguably the Diamondbacks and the Padres have about the same strength of schedule going to the end of the year.
I haven't argued anything about the Padres or revealed any of their schedule. But let's take a look at what the Padres are going to be.
It's not very difficult.
Right now, the Padres have
They just won the first game against the Pirates,
and
they're gonna play Miami, which they should destroy Miami if they are for real.
Well, they're right now against Pittsburgh, right? And they've just won tonight 6-0 to shut out the Pirates. They have 2 more games tomorrow. One tomorrow, another Thursday. Miami, followed by another series here at home. On the 12th, that's next Monday. I'll be over there at the ballpark against the Pittsburgh Pirates to repeat a 3 game series. And once again, the nemesis, the Colorado Rockies. Have you noticed that the Pirates have been playing a lot of the Rockies?
Well, they've really done terrible against the Rockies this year, up until this last series, which they did win. But then they got to go to Colorado. That will also be, every team has that Achilles heel, that thorn in the side.
Yes.
It could be the Rockies. Now, if the Padres really are a for real team, they will overcome those kind of
adversaries,
which they did this last series, during a time which they've been very hot. So if they can continue that hot streak, they should be able to take out the Rockies. They should take out the Rockies, and that would lead them at home against the Pirates.
No, they're going to lead them against the Minnesota Twins. But you see, they're going to be traveling from Denver all the way back to San Diego.
Look at the Mogadishu Twins, which they will be in about 20 years. They're not something to worry about.
All right.
I will put the house mortgage on that they will win that series. Then they go back against the Pirates. Now, the Pirates, again, this is an important series just because the Pirates are in 6th place. They've been very good. They haven't been very good in a long time. They got that amazing rookie pitcher.
That's right.
Now, does that rookie pitcher pitch tomorrow? Because, again, this will follow into my conspiracy theory that the Pirates were hoping to, put up the brakes on the Padres today with that rainout, hoping that they'd win. Hoping that tomorrow, when they face that rookie pitcher, they would win again.
Well,
I believe he does pitch tomorrow.
Well, I know there's one pitcher that I've been following very closely. That's Michael King. He'll be pitching tomorrow for the Padres, and he'll be.
Who's the starting pitcher tomorrow for the Pirates?
Well, for the Pirates, they got Gonzalez out there. It's just a record of 1-1, but it might not be here. But they have Ortiz pitching on Thursday, and Thursday's Ortiz is 5-2, but the Padres haven't announced. The Padres have not announced who they're going to put on the mound there, but they will be traveling from Pittsburgh, and then they'll be have to travel all the way down to Florida, where they'll be opening up a game series against the Miami Marlins. But you got to think about all this game toll.
And reportedly Musgrove is coming back for the Marlins series.
Oh, what is that? I haven't heard about that.
He'll be back for the Marlins series.
What's the status that you have on Yu Darvish?
Yu Darvish is still out. Musgrove will be back for the Marlins on the weekend.
Well, hopefully that Joe Musgrove will be out there because he's an ace, definitely a starting pitcher.
Maybe it's been hurt, but he hasn't been the ace that he has been in the last years. I mean, granted, he's been hurt, but we'll see how he does after this when he starts against the Marlins this weekend.
And once again, you're right here on MLB
After Hours.
After Hours, live here in downtown San Diego, where Petco Park is just right around the corner from right here, and where Johnny and we are talking about baseball and the trends that's going on, and we're more interested interested on the World Series because this is what we played for. 162 games, at least in the World Series, but there is a clear opening shot for the San Diego Padres. They actually have a road already paved for them.
They have a clear line of victory where the teams that they're facing now are teams that they should beat, all of them. If they continue to play well, all their upcoming series, all of them are series that they should win. Maybe lose one, but they should. But presumably they shouldn't lose any of these next coming series till the end of the year. The way they've been playing.
The Padres are going to be facing the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Marlins, and once again another 3 games with the Pirates and then Denver, and then the Twins. But the most exciting game that I will be out there, I'll definitely be out there at Petco Park. That's on August 22nd through the 25th. That's the New York Mets.
Now, how they will face against the Mets? Again, these are series that they have to win in order to establish themselves as contenders when it comes the playoffs come.
Well, absolutely, because you got to make your mark right there. I mean, if you look at the standings right now in the National League East, you have the Philadelphia Phillies. They're in first place, but they're almost tied right there with the best record against the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Dodgers did lose tonight, and Jonathan and I, we were watching that game as well as the Padre and the Pittsburgh game. But do you want to talk a little bit about Dodger baseball?
Well, yeah, the Dodgers again continue to show that today they are still treading water, as the networks like to say. They're treading water. Nobody is scared of the Dodgers, of Ohtani. Nobody is scared of the Philadelphia Phillies either. Harper, I believe, coming into this game had gone for like 1 for about 30 something. Yeah, at one point he was 1 for 30 in his last at bats, and that is like we mentioned last week. When your best players are going 0 for 6 in a series, 1 for 30 in a series, you cannot win baseball games, especially in the playoffs. The way Ohtani went 0 for 6 in this Padres series, you're not gonna win.
And especially because Ohtani is the leadoff hitter, and we're expected to have Mookie Betts back in the lineup as the starting batter for the Los Angeles Dodgers. That's going to be on August 11th, or I think that back on the 12th. I'll be next week on Monday. It's going to be very interesting. But the Dodgers have just got new acquisition as Freddie Freeman has been reinstated from the family leave. Freddie Freeman, as you know, his son Maximus has this rare neurological syndrome of his synovial syndrome, where
I think that they're terrible. As me as a family man, those things are terrible. You hope the best for the family. Even though I hate the Dodgers, I don't wish bad on people's family. But in the end, baseball doesn't care about what you got going on.
Actually, they do. They do, because
they're not going to give you wins. They're not going to award you wins in the period because you have this series. I mean, it is what it is. You're not going to, even if injuries.
I'll tell you what. Family problems. I will tell you what happened here. When Freddie Freeman came back, he won the hearts of Los Angeles Dodger fan base,
and that's fine.
When Freddie Freeman came up to the to his first at bat, had a standing ovation, and the umpire actually stood back as they turned off the pitch clock for more than 50 seconds. So Freddie Freeman could be coming back from I think about 8 games. He was out for 8 games.
Well, look, and that's beautiful and good for him.
Well, look at this.
In the long run,
if you look at the game,
Freddie Freeman is not going to solve the Dodgers' problem.
Freddie Freeman is a batting champion. He is also a World Series champion with the Atlanta Braves, and Freddie Freeman is an MVP.
So you're telling me right now, Freddie Freeman comes back, Dodgers' problem solved.
The Dodgers are looking much stronger on paper. Okay. They're looking much stronger on paper. And if you're competing against the Los Angeles Dodgers and you see the lineup right there, if you have Ohtani leading off, and you have third batting for Freddie Freeman, that's a dangerous lineup. Okay, but the Dodgers are getting healthy, and by next week, I'll tell you what, Mookie Betts will be leading off for the Dodgers, and then batting second will be Freddie Freeman, and they'll go back with with the Otani batting third, and the lineup is looking as more dangerous as ever. And they need Max Muncy to come back to hit a cleanup.
So right now you're saying Freeman comes back, Dodgers problem solved.
It's making them better because if you look at the record, the Dodgers were slipping off, but they've been hanging there with the Philadelphia Phillies, and they still got the second.
But you would expect a team like the Dodgers to be in there despite injuries, despite these problems.
Despite all these problems, the Dodgers have put out their B team, and the B team is able to maintain a good enough record, just a little bit above 500. We could have done a lot better, but the Dodgers are able to hang in there, and they're still competitive to beat out the Philadelphia Phillies, who right now are in a slump. The Phillies are in a slump, and they're almost virtually tied.
Well, okay, I will say that those are good arguments, those are good points, and I can accept that. I think a lot of people don't. Well, I think most people really do give the Dodgers credit for that because they've been able to hang in there despite these setbacks that they've had in the lineup. However, like we talked about last week, and like I said, I gotta keep bringing up. The Dodgers have had their B team out there the entire year. They've had Tatis out, Machado out, they've had Musgrove out, Yu Darvish out, and I really think that this team is actually becoming a what is that out there?
Well,
anyways, they have been coming.
They got pick apart. What you're seeing right there in these lights, and if you right here on the film, you see the sky and you see the lights popping in and out, in and out. That's actually they're testing out the lights right now in Petco Park. I don't think they have an event going on right now.
I don't think it's still not.
It's just after hours. It's almost 10:51 p.m. and downtown San Diego is virtually quiet. It's really quiet right now. But
like I was saying, like I was telling you earlier. The World Series champion this year will come out of the NL, and it will be one of the wild cards.
That's a strong statement right now. Right now, if you want to look at the American League, you have the New York Yankees.
Petco Park's going wild right now.
They're fighting something on there. It's been all out. I should have taken a walk to see what's going on over there. But you have the Cleveland Indians, who are actually, the Cleveland Guardians, the Guardians of Cleveland. You know how they got their name? The Guardians?
Yeah, they changed, the wokeness of the...
Well, of course, they didn't want the Indians. They thought it was a politically correct deal. But they have a river that goes in there, and they have these guardians, these statues of these angel guardians protecting the city. And that's how I'm not a native of Cleveland, never been there. But that's how the story is, and the Guardians, they said, well, we were going to name it Cleveland Guardians because of those statues. But we have the Cleveland Guardians with the best record right now in Major League Baseball. They have a 598 percentage winning.
They don't have the best record in baseball.
Yes, they do, and they're 67 and 45. But the
and who almost swept them? Who did sweep them? I believe the Padres swept that series.
Yes, they did.
They did.
The Padres went into the Guardians.
Cleveland and swept that series.
They went over there to Cleveland. They swept them clean. It was a clean sweep, and that shows a lot about what the San Diego Padres have to show. I mean, should this be that could be a potential World Series matchup?
I believe that the AL is wide open right now, to be honest with you. The New York Yankees are back in first place. The Orioles have been on their downside since last month. I believe the AL is wide open. Who knows who could be there? Now, I know the Houston Astros beat the Texans. And if you listen to the radio, everyone is on that. The Houston Astros will come back. They are built for this. They are built to come back late in the season. Who knows? They did beat the Rangers today. The Rangers are in first place.
One thing you got wrong:
are the Rangers in first place or not?
The Rangers are not. The Texas Rangers are actually in third place.
Oh, the Marlins.
You have the Seattle Mariners in the L West with the record of 59 and 55. Then you have the Mariners, and then they only have a half.
Well, Houston is rising in the division.
Houston Astros. the Houston Astros, and then you have the Texas Rangers, the defending World Series champions, 5 games back.
Well, then, like I said, even in the AL, the Houston Astros
are
a perennial powerhouse.
Right now, if you want to talk about the American League, the New York Mets, the New York Yankees.
They're one game.
Cleveland Guardians
and the division.
And you want to throw in even the Baltimore Orioles. Those are three of the strongest teams.
The Baltimore Orioles have been struggling all month. They continue to struggle. They lost 2-1 in that series against the Padres. They've been on a downward slump too. Now the strong teams are the Mariners, but the Mariners are also, their record is very weak right now.
Well, the Seattle Mariners with 59 wins and 55 losses. They're only 4 games above 500.
The Houston Astros are rising.
Weak division, a very weak division. And in fact, we would say one is going to be in the AL West, because even you can even kind of compare it with the AL Central, because
what are the Brewers doing?
Well, the Brewers are 63 games and 49 losses, but they have a commanding lead in the NL West, because the St. Louis Cardinals, they're back 6 games. But if you look at the wild card, St. Louis Cardinals are only 3 games back, because it's anybody's game here in the wild card. The wild card in the NL is gonna be wild. It's really gonna be wild.
In both leagues. You know, I don't remember the wild card being so close.
I'll tell you what. We're almost 2 weeks, 1 week off from the All-Star break. But you have the Orioles, the Twins, the Royals are still in the wild card, and you have Boston Red Sox. Don't count the Boston Red Sox out, because they're only a half a game out of the wild card, and they could be also contenders. But then you start talking about the Houston Astros, the 4 games out. So I don't know.
The top spot. Who's in the top 3 in the wild card right now?
You got the Orioles, and with the commanding lead, and the Twins. And I will also say that the Kansas City Royals are dead tied with the Twins and the Boston Red Sox.
So that makes the series against the Twins that much more interesting with the Padres.
It is, because these could be championship, World Series championship teams that you can see.
So the Mogadishu Twins are 2nd place in the wild card.
Yes, and they got about a game and a half up. But the Baltimore Orioles have a commanding lead in the AL wild card with 4 games and a half up.
So again, it makes for more exciting baseball as the year winds down.
Yes.
Now again, the Padres are going to face the Marlins, the Pirates, and Marlins, and the Twins coming up. That's going to really tell a story for the month of August.
Well, sure, and we only have until September, and the season at the end of September, because of October baseball, that's when the playoffs begin, and the season is really over on the 29th of September, and the 30th it won't count. It will be noted as a day off, and the wild card, as Major League Baseball hasn't really announced when the playoffs will begin for the wild card, but it's going to be an exciting little wild card series. I think it's the best out of 3.
Best out of 3.
And
like we've talked personally. I've told you all year the Pirates don't scare me. The Marlins, they're irrelevant as a team. I mean, they could take a game off the Padres. The Padres, they'll always slack at least 1 game of these series.
Yeah.
They've usually been sweeping, but they've only been losing 1 game. They've won, I think, 6 series or 5 series in a row.
All right.
Now, again, the Pirates have never scared me all year. They've been a wannabe. The Marlins have been irrelevant. The Twins are actually becoming relevant. But honestly, they don't really give me any they don't give me any sleepless nights once the Padres play them. Again, like you mentioned, the only series coming up is against the Mets. That actually were
The only series that is going to be a real must-watch contender team against the San Diego Padres, in my point of view, is going to be against the Minnesota Twins. And look after them, because the Minnesota Twins are going to be here at Petco Park.
But you know what?
On the 19th to the 21st.
The beautiful
followed
thing,
by a 4-game series against the Mets. So the Padres are going to have a 7-game homestand, and that's starting on the 19th of this month. That is going to be a very difficult, a must.
That's going to be a packed house.
You have to win. You gotta at least win at home in this next series. But let's talk about how the Padres are to come back from behind.
Yeah,
and win.
yeah. So just yesterday, we got our email telling us about renewing our season tickets.
Okay.
It was a long email.
Oh,
and literally, I knew the Padres had come back from a lot of games. I didn't know how many exactly. According to the letter, the Padres have had 26 come from behind wins this year.
26.
They have 7 walk-off home runs, and they are 4-1 in extra innings. Now, okay, like I've been telling you all year, now the Padres, my prediction is they will be that Cinderella team this year, where no one gave them a chance. They had no identity throughout the year. Now I believe they have that identity, or as a team that.
Well, they turn it around.
Honestly, their identity right now is the bottom of the lineup and their bullpen. That is their identity. That bullpen will stifle you. They will smother you.
And the San Diego Padres haven't really revealed this new acquisition they got from
Tanner
the Marlins, from Miami Marlins. Scott, who was he's probably one of the
all-star
one of the best reliever on the market. Heck, I didn't even know he was on the market until the San Diego Padres pulled off, and the general manager over here, what's his name? Stillers.
Yeah.
How do you pull off that trade? But he gave up too many of the young players. Is the San Diego Padres in danger of depleting their young stars right there in the farm league?
Well, that's one thing that you can't say about the Padres. You can't say about the Padres that, okay, they'll have a good year and they'll have a bad year. Then they'll have a good year, or they'll have 2 bad years and then have a good. They're not that consistent, like I said, perennial, championship team like the Astros, the Red Sox, where you know that, hey, every year if they don't make it, well, it's because it was a fluke. If they do make it, well, you were expecting them to be there. The Padres are not that team. This year, though, you're talking about now, the present. Whether they will be good next year, who knows? But right now, the Padres have the best bullpen in baseball. They have some of the best starting pitchers in baseball. They have Musgrove coming back. Yu Darvish will be back eventually before the year is out. But who knows how good he will be? And maybe, and it actually gets to that point where it's like, do you even want these guys to come back? Because, because once your team builds an identity, and you have a guy that's coming back that wasn't even a part of building that identity, it makes you feel like, do we even really want this guy to come back who hasn't been part of that, comeback, that's part of the team's success? Because once you have that identity, you want to move, or you want to continue having these players work together.
True.
And not bring new people in,
Well, the farm system in the San Diego Padres has been depleted. I don't know what's going to happen, but we should wrap it up because the viewers right here, we're going into the 11th hour of the night. But welcome right here tonight for the second episode of MLB
After Hours.
After Hours.
Thanks, Gabriel.
Here in downtown San Diego.
We'll continue to do this as the weeks continue to go. Maybe every Monday night, maybe every Tuesday night. But this is a fun thing we're doing here.
But drop a comment right there. What do you think? Who's your favorite team right there right now? Do you have somebody winning for your team? Drop us a like and a thumbs up. We'll see you soon. And we're here live in downtown, and we'll see you guys soon.